Hi everybody, I am next door with the dogs, my neighbor's dogs and my dog. There's my dog, and they are playing together. Sorry for the quick camera move, but we're over here outside in the yard getting some sunlight and getting in some playtime. Maribel just got all of her vaccines again, so she's good for playing with other dogs. And they really enjoy each other. Anyway, I wanted to give an update about my health situation, and I wanted to talk about what I realized has been a misunderstanding. So last night, Mark and I had a call with the doctor because we both were having a misunderstanding about my treatment plan. And it's a pretty big one. And I'm first going to cover that. And then I'm going to talk about some other stuff. But both Mark and I thought that this treatment with daratumumab was something that we were just going to do a few treatments of. Not a long-term thing. I didn't realize that I was signing up for 2 or more years of treatment with this drug. And that's an issue. I realized I thought I was signing up for maybe 6 months of treatment with the drug, at most, depending on how many treatments, how fast I could get the treatments in and how well I could do with them, right? I thought we're going to get my counts back down again and I'm going to be able to go off this drug. Well, that's not the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. It has to do with that, sorry, I'm going under this tree here. I'm going to sit under my favorite tree. It has to do with that you don't want the cancer to get resistant, is part of it. I don't understand everything. But basically that's what they do. Like if you have this cancer and you're on this medicine, you go on this drug and you just stay on it. So they were now saying every 4 weeks. That would have put me to get a dose in 2 days. I decided, since I did not so well with the IVIG last and I'm still not feeling so great, to put it out another 2 weeks. That also gives me time to think. So because my doctor said now I can do a treatment with daratumumab every 4, 6, or 8 weeks. The problem that I had with Dara in the past was how much it decreased my NK cells. It took them to 0. What we know now, because I was going online and researching, is this happens to a lot of people that take that drug. I was not rare. What was rare in me was how much it happened. Like how fast it happened, and also how long it took. Because they said in the studies that the mean time to recovery of NK cells was 8 months, but it took me more than 2 years to recover my NK cells. So that was another thing that was different. So I knew that, so that's why I've been nervous about this drug, because when I lose my NK cells, I get the shingles more. And that's what happened last time when I was on this drug. I had a lot of problems controlling the shingles. And so I believe that's what happened after my second one, because I was my symptoms were cold sweats. I was very viral feeling. And although I didn't break out in anything visible, I feel like if I wasn't on the amount of Valtrex I was on, I would have. So probably my side effects from that second dose of chemo was basically my body's NK cells getting more reduced, and therefore my body having a harder time fighting the shingles. and which I've had this horrible fight with since the first time I was on this drug. I got a breakout between my shoulder blades on my back, like on my spinal cord, and it is extremely painful, and it causes me to go into vasovagal responses. It causes all kinds of issues because of having the burning there on my spine. And I realize, like, a lot of I think only my family doctor understands what I'm going through. I think if the other doctors understood what I go through with these treatments, the amount of pain of having shingles on your spinal cord, they wouldn't maybe be so flippant about just take the treatment, and then if you feel bad, we'll postpone the next one, you know? It's upsetting. I feel like at some point, everyone who's a doctor for something should have to experience at least a mock-up of what it's like to go through the disease for, say, a week, you know? They have those sympathy bellies for men now. I really believe some doctors need some sympathy illnesses so that they can understand that it's not as simple as, like, just laying in bed and suffering. I can do that. I can, I've laid in bed and suffered for years. I'm okay with that, I can do that. I'm good at keeping myself occupied through meditation. I love sending love and light to people. I have all different visualizations I've developed to send, like today, for example, I was on a live, and somebody had hip pain. And so I just went into my procedure where I envisioned her face, because I had seen her on a live that she had done before. And I sent the golden healing light, and I sent it to her into her hip, and did that work, while I was sitting there. And I had a procedure all in mind, and I did it, and I spent about, I would say, 10 minutes. I went out of it a couple times because I wanted to interact with the chat a little bit, but then I would go right back into the meditation. So it's different things like that I've developed, and I've developed a lot of them for myself. For example, when I'm dealing with that horrible pain, I send love to the area of pain. If the pain is in my legs and areas like that, for me, it's a lot easier to deal with. When it's in my head, and when I had the burning going up the back of my neck and into my head, that was hard for me to manage my thoughts around and keeping my thoughts in line. But for most other pain, I'm able to manage my breathing. I slow down my breathing. I take deep breaths. I envision golden light into the area. I send love to the area, and I ask for assistance in dealing with the pain. But it's challenging to be in these physical bodies. One thing that's been especially challenging for me, and I talked about this in one of my first videos, is the fact that I've been on the spiritual path for a while. And one of the things in the spiritual path that we believe is that we do create our own reality. And so I am creating this illness. And in some way, I do not believe in any way I am consciously creating it. I am not consciously creating this illness. But subconsciously, there is something going on where my immune system is jacked up, probably because of childhood trauma. And so it reacted weird to some stuff. And, first it started attacking my spinal cord, and I was diagnosed with MS. Now it's starting to create these weird spike proteins, extra kappa light chains. So now it's, cancer of the immune system. But it's always the immune system not acting properly. And I really do believe it is because of unconscious trauma. I think some of it is because I'm constantly traumatized every day, having the person that we have as President of the United States, being a victim of child molestation myself. It's very clear to me because he reminds me a lot of my father. When that letter came out, that letter that he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein was so similar to letters that my dad would write me, tongue-in-cheek, hinting at things that he had done to me. So it's just sick, and I believe that like constant pricking on my immune system has been something. And so like I realized that like after the first election, I did a lot of work around that, a lot of work around my trauma, and I thought I had dealt with it to the point where I would be okay with him as president. But the second time around, it is because of all the Epstein stuff, I think, coming up with it now, and the fact that so many innocent people have been hurt, either through USAID or other cuts in aid, or other people torn away from their family for no reason. There's been a lot of unnecessary suffering, and that has been hard for me to manage because I'm very empathetic. And I feel it. I can feel the suffering. It's almost hard for me to breathe sometimes because of the heaviness of it. I don't know if everyone else who is empaths are feeling the same way. But even though I'm sitting out here under my beautiful tree and everything, there is this heaviness in the air now here that I just am feeling. I don't know, I'm curious to know what you guys think. So anyway, I have a lot of thinking to do because I have to figure out what I'm going to do, because basically I have to do this chemo every like 4, 6, or 8 weeks. Right now it's scheduled for 6 weeks because I put it off for 2 more weeks for 2 years. So that will mean being in suppression of my NK cells for that entire time, plus 8 to 12 months after that time, which means I'll be fighting shingles the entire time. And so I don't know. I think we didn't realize this. I thought it was going to be a short-term thing. I thought, I can't take more Valtrex than I'm taking. I'm already taking 4 grams a day because of what happened to my immune system before. So I'm worried, I'm scared, I'm not sure what to do. Mark and I are going to talk about this. I don't think he understands, he didn't understand, like I didn't understand that this wasn't just a short-term thing. And I don't think he understands how long-term, the issue will be with, even if I stop now, I'm still going to have these viral sweats and stuff for 8 to 12 months after. Until my NK cells get back to normal. So, yeah, I'm really not sure what to do at this point. I want to, I wish I could talk to, get another opinion or talk to another doctor. It takes so long to get appointments. And when you do, it's very rare to get a doctor who, actually is thinking about things and just doesn't just tell you what the standard protocol is, somebody who actually looks at your particular case and gives you a recommendation. But I'm going to look, if anyone out there knows a good multiple myeloma doctor in the northeastern United States, let me know. I'm just looking for another opinion to try to figure out, what else I could try, because I don't want to be sick for another 3 years, and then what's after that? Then I'm just sick again, right? Every time I've been treated for this cancer, all it's done is made me tremendously sick, and to the point where I haven't been able to do anything. So I don't know, is it worth it being treated then? I'm feeling like it's not. I want some of my life back. It's already 15 minutes in, so I'm going to let you go, but I'm just going to leave you on one note. It's been since 2020 since Mark has really been able to travel or go anywhere with me, you know, since we've eaten out in a restaurant together. And I'm, you know, to me, if the situation was reversed, I'm feeling like I would start to be frustrated, like with Mark. I'd be like, come on, let's go out already. Like, I wouldn't be like totally mean about it or anything, but I feel like after 5 years, I'd be feeling a little bit like enough is enough. And so I'm just like, he's just been so patient, but I want him to be able to go out and do things and enjoy his life as well. And so I want that to be able to be part of the consideration. So he's been so supportive through all this. He says no matter what, as long as he has me. But I think he should have me, and he should be able to go out and do things and travel. And at some point you have to make a choice, you know. You have to have some quality of life. Anyway, I love you all. I appreciate you all. This was sort of a weird and tough update. But I know that I'll get a lot of good insights in the comments. Thank you so much. Bye.